This is every callout that you need to know on the new map, Calypso Casino. Apologies for the continuity errors of me changing shirts and hair lengths every day. I made this into a series of shorts on TikTok, but those are too long to upload to YouTube. It just tries to make them into like an actual video. So I figured I would just compile them into one. So yeah, I'll sorry that it is vertical, but either way, like this to help spread the word and share this with your stacks so that you guys all are on the same page. And without any further ado, let's just get into it. Some people have tried to do this already, but those videos were honestly just missing names for so many important spots that actual competitive players are gonna need. Okay, so starting in Tequila, which we can shorten to T stairs, if we're following that same convention. We have top T, which is this spot right here. I think this is probably just going to be like purple, but it might end up being one of those spots that like gets a more memorable name. Anyway, we are going to continue on to pickle because of course, if I am making callouts, I have to have a pickle right here from tequila or tea to coffee instead of barista because barista is just a little bit long to say. Coffee is a pretty standard callout. We have boards, which is this side right here in this general spot. We have pillar, makes sense. And we've got our half wall. This little room over here has been called box. I like that. We'll call it box. Outside, we have our cafe. So you can also say this is cafe door. We'll go over towards harp, which is in the north mez side of the map. So going back through, we have shelf, which is in kitchen and our outer wall. Going outside this wall will bring us to DJ. So now we go into cigar. This one needs specific names. So right now we got pot. If there's a site, there's a guy pot, he's here. This is where the bomb is if this is site, so we can either call this bomb or we can call this birch because of these birch trees on this painting. This is going to be our L desk. We'll have the birch side, which is you're peeking like here. And then we've also got our cigarette side or our cig side, so like here. But yeah, this is swamp by the swamp painting, this back corner. And then over here by these two doors, we have split. Yeah, it splits into both these ways. Moving into pool room, this front side we will call Q because of all the pool cues. The bomb is over here. And then anyone like right here is like either tuck split or just like tucked left. It's not really like a real spot because like you can pretty much just see them. And if there's a rotate in this wall, excuse me, you'll just say they're in the rotate. You know what I mean? Over here we have dart if somebody's sitting like this. And then we have our mini bar if someone is behind here like this guy. So continuing on, we have quad. There are 4 ways in and out of this room. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll call it quad. Now we have bridge, south mez side, which we are going to call reception from this reception desk, and just recept desk. Now we've got coat. Now we've got our stairs, and instead of just calling this main stairs, which we'll get to the area down there in the next video, but we just have our recept stairs and we have our harp stairs. So let's loop back towards blue, which is going to be this half of aquarium. I've seen people try to call this fish, but to be honest, like that's just too confusing. All the actual fish are over there. So we're gonna call this blue. We have our shop or the humidor. On cafe, there's a similar area and we're just gonna call it shop. We have aqua and top aqua stairs. Finally ending on the aqua stairs for the top floor. Okay, so we are going to come in from ruin spawn into red, which is this little room right here. Now we are going to get to Harry Potter, which is this little under the staircase. So we're going to call it Harry Potter. Next, we are going to get back into this deep corner with this guy, and this is going to be useless. No better word for it. It's a pretty useless spot, so useless it is. We're going to go quickly into janitor, which is just this wooden part, because over here brings us to our gray stairs, and this brings us down to the locker. So we have gray stairs, walk it up, and then we have like top gray, and then we have our outside gray area. So back into lobby, we of course have main lobby. This is a catch-all term, mostly for this part of it. Like up until these walls, we're gonna call like as main lobby. This under the stairs will be jungle because of these games, Jungle Cavern. This door specifically might need a name, but for now it is just going to be the poker door, and we will make our way through this way. We have poker. This bar where this guy is sitting will be skinny because it is a skinny bar. This takes us into blackjack or just jack, and we have our outside wall that goes to crane, and we have this desk over in the corner, which is just like a death spot. We're just gonna call it death because this is completely destructible. If anyone decides to sit back here, they are going to die. We have secret in here, pretty self-explanatory. And this little desk over here, since L desk is taken, I'm going to be calling rock, like for the music and because it is made of stone. So we have our rock desk back here. Moving over into vending and bottom aqua stairs underneath this window. This takes us into long 90, which is this corner, and short right here. This also goes past registration or just reg, and our reg desk right here. Outside, just outside reg. And back inside we have our bathroom. We have sink side over here. And we have stall over here, mostly if there is a rotate in this wall like this. Moving into roulette. Now, this is one of the rooms that is like kind of not that important, but has a lot of weird spots. So I'm going to be calling this one studio. I don't know what else to call it. This might get a better name, but for now, studio it is, or stew. Then we have our jukebox in the corner. But this is definitely a room that might need some more spots as the map progresses. But for now, I've seen like maybe one person ever in this room, so it doesn't seem to be that important right now. Coming over this way, we have pink and our couches, which brings us to bottom T stairs, or our bottom tequila stairs that bring us up. Turning around, going into bedding, we have the entire room as bedding. This corner is horse because of the horses over here. And because of this big track right here, we're going to call this space behind this bar counter thing track. Someone on a recent video commented portal as a call out, and even though it was like not fitting at all, he was talking about chain on Clubhouse, which is like, that was a terrible use for it. But I think right here is actually a good use of portal. So this will be our portal. It is the space between this door, these two pillars, and into bedding. So this little kind of limbo area will be our portal. Quickly, we're gonna go to top green, which is our green stairs. And then this room, instead of calling it bar hallway, we're just gonna call it storage. So heading back into bar, we have our inner bar over here, fridge side. So if they are this side, they are fridge. And I don't know if this will stick, but I'm going to be calling this little spot shark because of this blue cocktail. And if you've ever seen those like gummy shark cocktails, it kind of looks like that. And all the other names for this type of drink is just like too long, like Hawaii or Lagoon, so we're calling it Shark. So then we'll have our outer bar just right here. Moving into con, or connector. Close right, we'll have jersey because of these jerseys. Up here on this little dining table, we will have sticks because of the hockey sticks. And then moving into where this guy is, we have stock, and back out into lobby, and finally this corner, which we will call tools. Okay, so starting with chain, this outside area from this chain fence and this grating up here, we come into exit. This might not need its own name, but this little area right here will be exit. Over here, we have shaft, the elevator shaft. Elevator's too long, we'll call it shaft. This whole room is vents. Right here, we've got 30. So this corner, looking into sight especially, this is going to be 30. Now we have bottom yellow and going up yellow stairs. Now we go back around to CC. This corner, we have screens. And then this main open area, like you could just call open because like there's usually no one gonna be here. Like if someone's here, it's kind of just middle of CC. You could call this open. You could call this like long desk because of this desk, but anyway, in this back corner by the rotate, we have bunker. So this wall will be the bunker rotate. It is also the default plant in CC, but yeah, we have bunker, safe right here. You can also peek into vents from here. So this is bunker. Now we have cache as the whole room. And this side of cache is going to be double because of these windows. So if someone's double, they are in this little spot right here, or like tucked like this. This takes us into office and our office balcony out here, or VIP, but office balcony is perfectly fine. Back into break, over towards bottom green and green stairs that take us up into storage and portal. But back down, we have our gun room instead of weapon. We have gun. We have our metal side because of these metal windows, and we have our desk side. So we have gun desk and we have metal. Whole room is gun. Continuing on, we are going to have a rotate in this wall, typically. And this will take us into checkers and our default plant in checkers. So right here is our default spot. Now we have keys in this part of the room, like this kind of separate area. This is keys. And now we have this back part of the site, which is going to be fire for this fire alarm. So if you're fire, you're here. You have fire, keys, checkers. Moving into vault. Pretty simple. We have stacks right here. There's no other stacks. This is our stacks. Into vault, into the boost. Pretty simple stuff. If they're on this top angle, they're on the boost angle. You know how it be. Now back over into server, we have our server rack. So we have behind rack. So we have like, oh, he's jumped on the desk. And you know what that means. Jumped up desk, he's cart. Anyway, we have lockers now. And this corner will be known as safe corner. Just because it is a pretty safe spot to play. Pretty simple. It might get another name, but for now, safe is fine. Now we have all of lockers, which then takes us to our outer wall, which is just north repel. And then we have our gray stairs once again. And that is every callout that you need to know on the new map. I will be trying to do more long form stuff now that I am graduating. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and I will see you next time.